Hey everyone, we are going to take a look at this rubric and hopefully give you some ideas of how to use it. We're mostly having it for fun today, just so you can follow along with the lesson that we give. So as we go through and talk about the connection between GVC and UDL, we're going to be working through what's called a backwards design. And this is something that shouldn't be new to you, but we're going to first look at goals and then assessments and then methods and materials. So in looking at the goal, these are the types of things that we would be looking for within the goal, right? So 4, 3, 2, 1, all of those different kind of categories of how to make sure that your goal is clear, both to you and to the students, how your goal can then have opportunities for choices. And keep in mind, choices can be specific to a product, but choices also could be limited to just like strategies and tools that then a student uses on a test. It's kind of similar to CASP or an IAB or ICA. Either way, we need kids understanding how to make choices, use tools, and navigate their own path to solution. So when you're writing your goals, looking at, well, what's the standard actually saying? What's the verb? What's the context? And then what is the key vocabulary that is really, really required for a kid to know? So then from here, we'll be looking at assessments. So how are you assessing whether or not a kid has shown or understood that goal? First thing you're going to need to do is make sure you understand what your non-negotiables are. So yeah, everything that we're teaching has, in order for kids to show competency, there has to be skills that they're able to do or knowledge that they're able to present to us. And so understanding what those non-negotiables are really helps create clarity around what it is you're actually assessing. And then it gives your options, it limits your options or gives you the options that will actually create the outcomes that you want. So like I said before, there's a series then of, well, here's what a 4 could look like, here's what a 3, here's what a 2, here's what a 1. Now, in terms of connection to GVC, hopefully you're seeing a ton of connections to GVC. So we have the first spot where we have tiered the standards and said which standards get more or less emphasis. And so in doing so, that creates a less kind of amount of work for you in the initial phases. So starting with your enduring standards, designing really robust, really great universally designed lessons, working from your enduring standards, then your need to know, then to your worth being familiar with, will help it make it manageable. Also, in looking at your goal and assessments, that unpacking document that you'll find on Sanger Learns that's also embedded into our presentation today is going to be very helpful for you because it does a lot of that work for you that you would be doing kind of in your PLC, having to look at, what is the vocabulary, what's the verb, what's the context, what are the learning objectives. All of that work, at least to begin with, has been started for you so you can build on what's there or gather ideas. And then the final part is methods and materials. Today, for this specific training, we might not get as deep here, but in looking at methods and materials, is how are we actually teaching this? How are we providing a clear opportunity for kids to experience the learning goal? How are we closing the lesson so kids can reflect on whether or not they met the learning goal and what changes they need to make or revisions they need to have in strategy? Also, it's a great place for us to, are we incorporating the Sanger unified and effective instruction elements? Are our concepts clearly relevant to our kids, or are they kind of dry or not connected to anything that kids would actually care about? So here's what a 4 would look like. Here's what a 3 would look like, a 2, a 1. One final note is the unpacking template does have a spot for representations built into it. So for you to look at, well, here's some real world representations, here's some pictorial or video representations, here's more symbolic. So you can start gathering ideas that way. So, all right, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoy this. If you need any help or better understanding the rubric, you can, hopefully this provided that for you.